What's up, nerd family? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I see you. I see you. What's that show? Romper Room? I see you, and I see you, and I see you, and I see you. Hopefully we don't end up in the ICU today. Today is Tuesday. Today is the second day of the week. First day of my week, because I have Mondays off. But I hope that you are doing well today. I hope that you're starting off the day well, whether or not you're starting your day, or I know some of you end your day with us here in this format. And so I'm on my way to work. I had some problems with my garage door this morning. It did not want to shut, and so I had to get that shut. And then there's all kinds of construction right by my house, so it felt like it took an eternity to get away from the house. But hey, I got away, and we are away. And there's just a ton of construction right now between me and the church that I work at, and so it just takes forever. But you know, patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue, and maybe that's what we'll talk about today. I love how these things just organically happen, don't you? Patience is a virtue, and so you know, you can get really frustrated. I know I get frustrated in traffic sometimes, man. I used to drive so much that I would get so frustrated in traffic and just bent out of shape and just ticked off, man. And I would just be sometimes beating my steering wheel, trying to, you know, just wanted to yell and scream at the people in front of you. Look, and we all have that still. I mean, like, I'm not saying like I never have that anymore. I'm just saying I used to drive so much. I mean, like, I was constantly in my car. That's all I did was basically, most of my day was spent in my car. Hours, literally, in my car. Because I worked in sales, and then I also had a commute. I'm running late. Yep, I sure am. You do suck. But I used to have this like hour commute to the churches. I worked at two different churches over an 11-year period, but both of those churches were like an hour away, and those were part-time jobs, right? So those weren't my full-time job. So I'd work a full day at work, and I was in sales, and so like I would spend all day in my car going from client to client, you know, appointment to appointment, and then at the end of my day, I'd have to go home, get something to eat, sometimes grab the family, and then head off to my second job at the church that was an hour away. But like I said, that was an hour, so I would spend an hour driving down there and then an hour driving back, and it was frustrating, especially when we get down near the Detroit area, because that's the area that was at. And it was just crazy. I mean, it was really, really crazy. And I get so angry and upset at drivers, you know, because I don't know about the drivers where you are, but drivers in Michigan can be insane, really nuts, especially the first snow. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, Michiganders can drive in snow their entire lives. I mean, every winter, you know there's going to be snow. You know there's going to be snow. And every year, that first snow, everybody forgets how to drive in snow. And it's insane. It's just crazy. But it is what it is, you know? And so, like, you know, like, I've gotten in accidents because of the first snow, because of other people, you know, and I got in one accident once because of somebody else like that, because of the first snow, that people just forget, you know. And I've only been in a couple accidents my entire life, so that's telling you something. And I've only been in one accident that was my fault, and that was when I was 16 years old. 16 years old, I'd only been driving for 2 weeks, and I had my car, and I had this 86 Grand Am. And I'll never forget, because me and my friend Rusty, so I had this 86 Grand Am. He had a 78 Camaro. And he had this really cool white Camaro, and he loved that car. But we were over at this girl's house, and I was kind of chatting up this girl, Jenny. And she asked if I would take her to the store to get a pop or something. on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. No! I love that song, man. We used to play that song in my old band. Oh, such a good song. Such a cool song. The harmonies in that song, for God's sake, it's so good. Anyways, back to the story. Because I wasn't listening to Kansas, I was actually listening to Guns N' Roses when it happened. So we were chatting up this girl. I was chatting up this girl. We all got in the car. We went to the store, right? What was that? Carry on in a major key. I love it. Yeah, well, you know what? Like I always hear the harmonies weird in that song because there's so many different layers to it, and I sang it a couple different ways because there was a while where I sang lead on that song, and so I had to sing higher, but I couldn't. I could sing the verses just fine, you know. Once I rose above the noise and confusion, just to get a glimpse beyond this illusion. I was soaring ever higher, but I flew too high. Right, but then, man, when I get to the chorus, it was just like, I can't, especially not this early in the morning. My goodness. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What's the name here? Hefeshan? Or Hepeshan? I'm gonna ruin that one because I can't really look at it right now because I'm driving. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment. So I had another guy, the bass player. Kansas's music is so multifaceted. Oh my gosh, they don't make it like that anymore. You are absolutely right. But the guy who played bass in the band that I was in, so I was the lead singer, but the guy who played bass had been the lead singer in many bands, and but he was a good friend of mine, and he didn't start out as a bass player. He was actually a lead guitar player that was a good friend of mine, and I had asked him to come fill in because we lost our bass player. We needed a bass player for some gigs, and then he stayed for 4 years. But it was awesome because vocally there wasn't anything that we couldn't do. I mean, and there was just the two of us singing, but like our drummer, he sang a little bit, so like he filled in, you know, because he had a decent voice. He didn't have a great voice, but he could, you know, hold down a harmony or whatever, and so it was great. And I mean, we were a three-piece, but you would have never known it. And we kind of had a Rush thing going on. Not so much maybe the drums, but like that you know, kind of like lead bass kind of feel, you know, with more of a rhythm guitar player, you know, and because I couldn't really do much lead stuff because he was a lead guitar player playing bass, and so that's what it came off as. But it was fun, anyways. And so, but man, we would do Carry On Wayward Son, and he could do the high melody, and I mean, Matt would nail it. It was out of this park. And so I would do the melodies or the harmonies and stuff. So every time I start to sing the chorus to that, I go into another place. I hear the harmony, which is crazy because I'm not really a harmony guy. I don't pick out harmonies like really easy. Like if I sit down with it, I get it, right? Once I got it, I got it. But I'm more of a melody guy because I sang lead. I've sang lead my whole life. So I really have to think about, you know, there's some people who can just sit down and they just hear the harmonies, right? What's my favorite Stryper song? Well, my old band recorded Free by Stryper on the Stryper tribute album, Isaiah, was it 53:8? Is that the scripture? There's a Stryper tribute album. It's kind of got like an anime picture on the front with like an American flag, and it's black and yellow. My band Antioch is on there, and we did Free. Now I will tell you this: the music sounds great. I love the music. We spent all day recording all the parts and everything. Problem is, my band, we did a 3-hour show the night before. We didn't know we were going to record, so we had this thing, and so we were asked to do this thing, and I blew out my voice. And so we got there the next day. Like, I could sing Free for you right now in the key that we did it in, no problem. 3 hours of that show, the next day, we did the whole music thing, and you can hear the strain in my voice. It's the one thing that I wish to God it's the one thing I wish I could go back and re-record. Because it's not bad. I mean, you know, like but it makes us, the music doesn't sound like a local band, right? The music sounds huge. It's awesome. And it was a nationally or internationally released album. Unfortunately, my vocal strain on that song, I feel like makes us sound less. It really does. And it's a shame because like any other day I could have done it. And here's the sucky part about it. The guy who was producing it and recording the whole thing and mastering the whole thing, he said, you got to come in this day. I asked him if I could come in any other day and re-record my vocals. And he said, no. And you know, he did not turn that album in for another 2 weeks. I was so ticked. If I could go back and do one thing, it would be to re-record the vocals to that song. But you know, hey, I'm still proud that we got on that thing. But I don't know if that's my favorite song. That's just the song that we recorded. Oh man, my favorite Stryper song, gotta love To Hell with the Devil. To Hell with the Devil is such a cool song. I mean, it's just this anthem. I've seen Stryper twice, and man, when they do To Hell with the Devil, it's just so cool. You know, to hell. Michael Sweet. You know, that was the other sucky thing about the vocal thing, because listen, you do a Stryper song, Michael Sweet has amazing vocals, so you know, yeah, you know, so it sucks to not be that great vocally on stuff like that. Yep. Yeah, I slept a couple minutes. It is free is awesome though. Yeah, I'm just on my way to work, and so we're doing this. So like I said, today, your nerd encouragement is to learn patience. Patience is a virtue. And like I was saying, trying to get on the road today, my garage door didn't want to open or didn't want to shut because the sun was reflecting on the little eye thing, and it wouldn't close, and so I had to mess with it and shade it and do all this other crazy stuff just to get it shut. And then I got out on the road, and like before I hit live here, you know, I was in traffic, so now I'm running a few minutes late. But patience, learning patience, you know, just dealing with things sometimes as they come. So I hope that for you today, whatever you're going through this week, that you deal with it with calm and with patience, and let things happen around you. You know, don't rush things, but you know, take your time, get it done. Anyways, back. Yeah, I didn't finish my story about the car, my first car accident. So been driving only 2 weeks. Took this girl to the store. Come back. My buddy was driving his car. We're on a side street. There were cars parked all the way down one side. My buddy was kind of playing chicken with me, like being silly, like he wouldn't let me through the street to get to her house. So I start backing up. I put my arm around the girl like this, and I'm backing up with my head going backwards, right? Before I realized, you know, use your mirrors, dummy, right? And so I didn't use my mirrors, and my foot slipped off of my brake, because I was kind of riding my brake, you know, because I was just backing up a little bit, and I was gonna back up into a driveway and then pull out the other way so he couldn't block me. Well, guess what? Dummy me, my foot slips off the brake onto the gas pedal, whips my arm around, and I crashed into a van. But we worked out. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so just wait a second. I'm almost to my job here, but it's a little bit of a bad area, so if I lose you, just give me a second, okay? But so anyways, foot slipped off the brake, onto the gas, wheel went around, I hit a van, and yeah, that was it. What's up, junk man? Yes. I just mean patience in general, hon. I wish I could be as awake as you. How do you do it, Enosh? Patience. Lots of patience. What's up, James? Good to see you. Oh, you're a Lane Stanley sim. Oh, nice. All right, guys. Well, as the wise Axl Rose once said, all we need is just a little patience. You're absolutely right. That's a good song too, man. That's such a good song. Guns N' Roses. I love old Guns N' Roses, man. For sure. Well, yeah, I keep glitching, hun, because I'm just on the road. I'm not at home. So, all right. Well, I'm pulling in to work. I got to get in here because I need them to be patient with me because I'm running a couple minutes late. But I'm doing good, and I'm ready to start my day. I'm getting a new desk today here at work, and yeah. So I got meetings this morning and everything. So I hope that all of you have a wonderful day. I wish the best for you, and I hope that you all apply a little patience to your life no matter what you do. All right? Now you can all go back to sleep, and I'm going to go to work, and we'll see you probably tonight. All right? Take it easy. Stay nerdy. Bye-bye.